Good morning and thank you for staying with us. This is the AM show. We're just about to review everything that's happening in the news. A lot of matters arising, but quickly before that, let me run you through what's happening in front of the newspapers. Let's start with the Daily Graphic this morning. The biggest one, government takes over illegally acquired state lands. And if you read the story, it tells you that it's going after especially state persons or public officials who have acquired land that belongs to the state. And they're also putting the regulation on. And very importantly, to regulate it that when you are in public office, you wouldn't acquire state land. That story is in the Daily Graphic. And on Canada-Japan, my job creation record puts me ahead. Canada-Japan touts as he wows the delegates, or he wows the delegates. And also, CRC recommendation on education, the Constitution Review Committee says that maintain status quo on mission schools at Christian councils. The story is on page 17 of the Daily Graphic. And energy reforms yield $15 billion. No blackout in 10 months. Energy Minister has been speaking. Story excites you? Grab a copy of the Daily Graphic. And we've got the back of the Daily Graphic. Konfanochi Hospital Cath Lab to be ready in May. The CEO has been promising. Story is at the back page of the Daily Graphic. Let's do the Daily Guide now. Supreme Court adjourns for Tokonu's cases. 4 of Tokonu's cases indefinitely. Story is in Daily Guide this morning. And we recall the colloquiative member of parliamentary candidate for the NPP who was allegedly Avenams with the wife. U.S. police released Ninoy's prison mugshots. Story is in the Daily Guide this morning. Survey tips Ken to win 52% of the Saturday elections that is going to be happening. And an update on the Ayawaso East vacant seat. That by-election is also looming. It's coming, and 6 people or aspirants have picked up nomination forms and they have filed it. And the one that has become very topical, 2 topical persons, Baba Jamal, who is Ghana's High Commissioner to Nigeria, who wants to rather drop the title His Excellency and take on the title of Honorable, has picked a form and wanting to contest that seat. But the wife of the late MP as well has also picked up the nomination form and also says that she will be contesting 2 of these 6 candidates. You can read about them in the Daily Graphic this morning. And sold public lands to be reviewed. The Lands and Natural Resources Minister has been speaking. I brought you that story earlier in front of the Daily Graphic. Let's also do the Ghanaian Times. Governments to cancel illegal land deals. That's the same story. And make Dangbe languages compulsory in schools. Ghana Traditional Council. This happened when the Education Minister historically first ever visited the Ghana Manche. That's the story in the Ghanaian Times this morning. Only Attorney General can defend OSP Act, Supreme Court rules. We brought that to you in our opening. I told you that it will be on the table for discussion. Of course, we shall bring you the details of that. But as of now, it would only be the Attorney General defending. The reason they have given is that is it was the legislature that created that office. And so it can be that the OSP itself will be defending himself or itself or the office. The story is in page 1 of the Ghanaian Times. We'll get into it as well. And UFO urges peace ahead of NPP internal elections. Story is on page 14 of the Ghanaian Times. And Nando Midwifery Training College to introduce RGN program and memo on second gas processing plants to be submitted to cabinet. Minister has been speaking. That was when the Vice President visited the Lands and Natural Resources Ministry. Now, the Ghanaian publisher, NPP's 2028 hopes research on Baumia. Abu Jinapo has been speaking. Story is on page 3. And minority blast government over transport crisis. This is still fallout from that press that the minority, led by the minority leader, Alexander Penyumakin, had some days ago, which has dominated the governance and political discourse in this country. Story is on page 2. If you're interested, you can grab it. And as well, the Ghanaian publisher is advertising number 3 for the former Vice President, Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia, ahead of the 31 January NPP flag bearer race. The Economy Times, markets brace for impending policy rate decision and fuel price was shaking Ghana's petroleum sector. This conversation, since last week, we've been having it, and if we have time, we still will touch on it quite briefly. The Accra Times, Alban Bagman and Balfour Bonney collaborate to uphold justice and rule of law. This was that meeting that has brought the minority not quite happy about the visits of the Supreme Court, the Chief Justice visiting the legislature and other investigative bodies as well, and says that he is on a thank you tour. But you recall that the Chief Whip, Acquah, has been speaking and telling us why the Chief Justice visited the legislature or head of the legislature. NPP built the economy, but NDC takes credit to Sahini, I think, marking still from that NPP press out that he had some days ago. Let me take you to myjoyonline.com. That'll be for the newspapers. Right. MyJoyOnline.com and our top story. Joy News gets results as Mahama Cares settle a little over 200,000 bill for midwife battling brain aneurysm. Recall that we brought you that story. That midwife who was taking delivery or was delivering another woman of a baby and had that challenge. We're happy to announce to you that the Mahama Cares Fund has taken full cost of it and that they're going to be helping her get out from her brain aneurysm that we brought you. Minority crisis file as 33 bills are rushed through Parliament under certificate of urgency, and they've been promising the majority that really that it's not going to be any form of certificate of urgency in rushing to pass bills like what happened before. So they're going to be giving them that pushback. I hope that you look forward to that in Parliament. Well, that's it for myjoyonline.com. Let's review a lot of the matters arising this morning. And we're joined by Dr. Asa Asante. He is a lecturer, head of European Studies, University of Ghana, and Osei Kofi-Acquah, National Communications Director, CPP. He's joined us in studio. David Vonde, MP, is member for Chifu Eti Mokwa. He'll join us a bit later. And Alfred Thompson is member of the NPP Communications team. So take a seat, grab your coffee, and let's get into the matters arising. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
I hope you're well. It's midweek. I hope you're having a good week so far.
Are we?
You are?
So far, so good.
Okay.
So far, so good.
Okay. Well, so much has been happening. Maybe we'll start with the NPP, of course, because the NPP says that they are ready for Saturday's election. Let me come to you, Alfred, first of all. I know that the chairman says that the NPP is ready. In fact, the Electoral Commission also says that they've started distributing ballot papers and all of that. For a party, it's just tomorrow next, and then by Saturday, end of Saturday, we'll know who the NPP
is leading or who is holding the flag.
Absolutely. Let me have your take on that.
Thank you. It's ongoing. Everything is set. Last week, I was in the printing room for about 1 week. We finished all the printing materials, which the Electoral Commission came to seal in their various bags and sent it to their strong room for distribution on Monday morning, which they started yesterday. And so we know that, yes, also the album has been printed for everyone. So that's what they will use for the voting on D-Day. And we are all set. I mean, everyone is ready. If you are not ready by this time, then it means that you are not part of the race. I believe all the presidential candidates are set to go on for Saturday. Because by tomorrow, latest Friday morning, all the campaigns will have ended.
Okay.
And then everybody is set. Every plan you have for your D-Day materials and everything, you should set it out. The committees have had all the meetings they should have. The police is ready to be at every polling station, well equipped to man every polling station for us. And so I would say that's all true and true. We are ready for it. Saturday, we'll take one person, and Sunday, the person will start leading.
Okay. Well, that's quite fast and swift. But have you in any way addressed the concerns of one of the candidates who says that the clause to Kennedy Japan, who's not quite happy with the clause that says that
the same thing he signed this time was the same thing he signed 4 years ago.
Okay.
So I don't see any clause that should change. What it states, and it states clearly that, I mean, you accept the results as it is. I mean, whatever comes. So everybody has an agent sitting at every polling station. If, and let's use the word, I'm using the word if, your agent is there and he signs the forms, or whether he doesn't sign the form, and every other person signs, saying that what they've seen is clear and precise, I don't see why one person should cry foul. Because you should be able to get your people to do the work that you've assigned them to do. If there is a problem there, they should be able to alert. If everyone says that, yes, there is a problem, we agree to it, but we won't sit down, or the committee wouldn't sit down for one person to disrupt the whole thing. I don't think it's right.
Okay. Let me come to you. So for you, as a party, or maybe as an individual for the CPP party, if you sit back and look at how the NPP, the candidates, have advertised their policies, how the NPP in itself has handled preparations post, during, and even Saturday ahead, how would you rate them? How has the NPP performed so far?
Well, first of all, we in the CPP couldn't care less about what's happening in the NPP. But unfortunately, we live in the same political compound, okay? And so if they decide to do things in-home or in-house, we don't mind. But if they come out, then of course, we'll also be compelled to talk about it. If you listen to what my brother Thompson is saying, then I think that that clause must be amended. That I trust you, MFA, to be my agent at the polling station. After declaration of the results, you, my agent, you are contending the results. You don't believe that is the exact vote I got. And then the clause says that if any other person, okay, agrees that that is the results, as they can tell from the, what do you call it, the pink sheet or the returning paper, then that's the results. So if that happens, then what was the point of sending agents? Okay, and I think Kennedy Yapon has the right to raise concerns about that. And unfortunately, this is not a congregated Congress. It's not going to be at a same place. It's going to be decentralized.
Why is that unfortunate?
So what it means is that there are going to be a lot of people representing all the aspirants, all right? And the aspirants cannot be in all these places at the same time. For example, if there's a misunderstanding in of East, and Kennedy Japan or Baumea is in Greater Accra, and then his agent is contending the results, but people standing beside him, other people who are not his agent, are saying that that's the results, accept it. Okay? I believe that the final decision to accept the results or not should come from the aspirant, who cannot be there at the same time.
So he can only take what the reps are telling him.
That's what I'm saying, that the reps are contending the results. You say there's a clause which Kennedy Japan raised that, okay, you guys are saying that when the results are announced or declared, okay, and my, my agent, who has sent to represent me, does not agree. You are saying that any other person standing by, apart from my agent, can say that that's the results, accept it. And that's what you want the amendment to. Okay? And so...
basically, is that the meaning of
it?
No,
that is not.
But that's what you just said.
I don't think you are listening to me well. Look at what EC itself does.
Okay.
When you have a rep there from any political party and you don't sign, doesn't mean that EC cannot declare.
Okay.
You are just there,
That's
one, as an observer.
Okay.
Secondly, if you are going to go, you are there, I mean, your rep is there as an observer.
But to record whatever vote you got.
To record. I mean, you are observing and recording.
So
now, if you are going to go on the clause or the tangents that you are looking at, what you are trying to say is that anybody can raise hula baloo and the whole...
Who's anybody? I mean, these are aspirants.
When I say anybody, I'm saying that any rep can say that I'm not going to accept it because I've lost. And then we have to accept it that way. That is what goes on.
But do people say they don't accept just because they have lost?
Yes,
just because they have lost. What if they are genuine concerns?
If they are genuine concerns, there's a presiding officer there. He would look at it.
Which is the electoral commission.
Yes. No, but you are saying that if the results come and the agent is the only person who doesn't agree because of whatever he knows, okay? The fact that there's a presiding officer and there are other aspirants, representation, that's it. They should go back.
But that's rules and regulations of EC.
No, but the point is
that's rules and regulations of EC. And listen, this is a dummy national election that we are doing. We are taking everything that happens in the national election and we put it in here.
Which makes it a bit difficult, especially so that when a person belonging to that party feels dissatisfied, where will they seek redress?
You can always seek redress.
Where?
One, at the polling station.
But that's what prevented the person from doing.
My brother, relax. You want to understand something from us. So if you've made your mind that you don't want to understand it, then relax.
Okay, let's hear.
Okay. Thank you. So now, if you are at the polling station and you raise a concern, everybody will look at it. Everybody that is EC, the presiding member, all the agents there will look at it. If they see that your concerns you are raising is not genuine, they would go ahead. They wouldn't let one person disrupt the whole thing. It wouldn't happen.
Okay.
So we should understand that through and through.
Okay. Let me go on Zoom and bring in Dr. Sasansi. Doc, good morning. Good to have you on today. So, first of all, how has the NPP fared in preparation for the Saturday elections? And what genuinely is wrong with the clause that Kennedy Japan is having problems with?
I think if you look at the preparation so far, I must say that I must commend the party. It's been very smooth, and it appears to me the playing field is level. Obviously, when there are hitches, one or two, people will raise qualms about that. I don't know what Kennedy is speaking about specifically. If you can educate me on that, then I can quickly touch on that.
Alfred is here, correct me if I'm wrong, but the memorandum of understanding, that is a very enforceable memorandum MOU, right? Yeah. So there's a part of it, a clause 2, that says that all the candidates should accept or will accept the results when it is declared. He says that, well, there are issues of election irregularities, possible rigging and all of that, and so he's quite uncomfortable signing and agreeing to that clause. Alfred here tells me that it is the same MOU that he signed some years ago.
He hasn't grown up.
4 years ago.
So he hasn't grown up.
Yes, he has a right to change his mind. But what I'm saying is that, look, for elections, if you have any problem, you raise it at the polling station.
Thank you.
And it's resolved. But you cannot say that maybe because of one or two, you are holding the whole process to ransom. That becomes unfair to the whole electoral process. And that is why there are what we call post-election processes, and then on the day of election, there are also processes. So these things are taken care of, so that whenever there are issues in a specific one or two constituencies or polling stations, it can be resolved quickly. Beyond that, you have the right to hearing elsewhere, but that will not prevent the whole results not to be declared. Otherwise, the whole exercise, somebody knowing that he was losing can hold everybody to ransom.
Thank you very much.
And you will not get to the bottom of everything. What people must also learn is that in a free and fair election, when you lose gallantly. And you have to accept defeat and abide by the rules of the game. But you trying to draw the whole system back, that one, it's an indictment on you.
Doc, I hear people say that when people see that they're losing, or when a candidate realize that they're losing, this is when they start raising concerns. Are there other issues like election rigging, irregularities that can trigger them to want to not accept a process?
Oh, there is always that type of problem. But we are saying that if it is generally, you see it everywhere. Out of the 276 constituencies, you are seeing it in virtually all the constituencies. Then the whole election, there's a problem.
Oh, really?
But one or two, all right?
Yes.
They are supposed to deal with it within that specific areas. All right. Sometimes even those ones can end up in court, but it doesn't annul the whole process.
Thank you.
Right. And if you think you have been genuinely been robbed or been, worked against, you have every right to protest it within any lawful, platform. But if you want to use that and you say that you won't accept the results, and for that matter, the whole process is cancelled and the rest of them, one, you are undermining the whole process. Nobody will accept that. Two, you are also undermining your very presence within the party, how people look at you, and of course, it undermines your future going forward when you are looking for another position within the party.
Okay.
But the spirit of democracy should guide all of them, that when you lose the election, you accept defeat and abide by the rules of the game. That's the spirit that drives any free and fair elections.
Okay. Doc, let me stay with you and let's bring in the bit about three-party stalwarts in court seeking to want to take out the option of delegate system and opening up the voting system. I know that you have spoken about this directly or indirectly over the years, but a reminder, where's your position? Should we open up the voting system or maintain it at the delegate system?
Not to touch on what the Supreme Court is going to look at, I want to look at it generally from political science perspective. We are saying that, you see, when you conduct election and the whole mass of people take place, the election becomes what's so accepted and people want to own it. But when a few people also decide, it's also good, but sometimes it also affects, people's right to be represented or to vote and be voted for. From that perspective, it tells you that if you really want to allow a mass people to be able to participate in election so that they can have confidence in and all that, you open the frontiers for a lot of people to come in. It adds up to the credibility of the electoral process, and it makes the process very, 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 transparent and very, very good.
Okay.
Remember that the franchise, as is given to people, once it's limited to a few number of people, it raises a whole lot of question with regard to that. So it is always advisable that you open the frontiers of the franchise, allow people as much as possible to come in and then express themselves to what election. But the difficulty also must be raised that sometimes the parties would love to implement that, but aware with that the financial muscle is not there to support. So on that trajectory, what people do is that they go gradually until such a time that they are able to bring every member on board to be able to express themselves. So I am happy that the giants such as Professor Frimpong Boateng, Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo, and the rest are going to the Supreme Court to test this thing. It's going to strengthen the frontiers of our democracy, and then it will add a lot of feeling into the system to make it more robust and more attractive and all that.
Okay.
Democracy, remember, demos, you are talking about the people, and krating, rule of the people. So once you allow a whole lot of people to take part, then democracy gain its meaning in its proper sense. So I'm looking forward to what the Supreme Court will come out with.
Okay.
And that will shape the focus and direction of what we do relative to what primaries and the rest of them. Back in studio,
Doc, stay with me, but back in studio, we've been joined by Honorable David Vundi. He is MP for Chifu Eti Mokwa. Good morning.
You got it.
Midweek, I hope you're well.
Yeah, God is good.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay, well, we're discussing the NPP and they head into the polls, of course, Saturday.
Yeah.
For you, the NDC, I mean, the CPP, they said they could care less about what's happening with the NPP, but I realize that Ken here, apparently they do care what they do.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll first make my point. Right?
Okay, you didn't finish making your point. Well, I'll come to you. Let me just introduce and then have his initial bite. So far, the NPP's performance in preparation for Saturday.
Let me first of all say good morning to you and my brothers seated right here. And also good morning to Chifu Eti Mokwa and the entire constituency. Yesterday, I was with a very wonderful man, Govin Sagboja, the Minister for Road and Highway, and his sense of humor and
ability to receive people in his office and talk to them in humility is absolutely unmatched. And good morning to you, my brother. I appreciate you so much, and God bless you. You see, ordinarily, okay.
For roots.
He's gotten at matter of fact.
No, I mean that's not it.
Go on.
Ordinarily, I do not have anything really to do with the MPP's premise. But you see, we Ghanaians, all of us, and if Ghana is safe for all of us. And that is why it's important that we talk about it. I mean, the campaigning messages and attacks on each other, it's really getting very worrying. And I think that it is my prayer and hope that they would keep the peace going for the very beautiful development that we're seeing in this country this time around. Sometimes I get worried when I hear some of them attack each other, say all kind of things about each other, and then they turn around to say they're going to sign a peace path, which of course I believe strongly will not yield any positive results. And so for me, I think that it doesn't matter who they will select or bring as their presidential candidates. The record of the MPP over the past 8 years is known. Every Ghanaian knows about the MPP. It is a history we wish we never had. And I don't think that any Ghanaian will be interested in bringing that kind of calamity, upon this very beautiful country of ours again. It is, whether it is Bawumia, whether it's Kennedy, and whoever. I mean, I don't think that we're interested in. But you see, there are some few things that are really worrying. We had Anthony Kabo, and he happened to be the former, Deputy Minister for Road and Highways, the MPP's former youth organizer, national, very important individual in their party, who revealed a very interesting, story that all the prophecies that they were, these so-called pastors and prophets being given, they look at data and they give them, the kind of prophecy they should give, and they do give those prophecies, which is really worrying.
So the prophets look at data.
Exactly. They supply data, information to the prophets, for the prophets to prophesy, within the areas that they want, and give the kind of prophecies that they want. And it's really worrying. My sister, if you look at the 2025, December 31st, night, there were some prophecies also. Some prophesying that God said Japan was going to win. Others were prophesying that, Bawumia was going to win. And that's a very worrying trend. I think that Christendom would have to relook at all these things, because I'm a Christian, a very good Christian at that matter, for that matter. And I think that we're disgracing the Christendom. Remember, when we were about having the 2024 general elections, where we had a lot of prophecies. People could come on radio, TV, prophesying, speaking in tongues, shouting that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Why don't you leave it for the religious people? What they do with the data and the prophecy?
And again, we also how the prophecies went. People came out to say His Excellency Mahama had blood on his hand. He was not going to be president again, and that God told them, and God changes not, and that's what is going to happen. What did we see? Today, we're seeing another prophecy, some shouting that Bawumia was going to win, another person prophesying that, Kennedy was going to win, and all that. That kind of God that speaks to different prophets on same events differently. It's a very dangerous God. That God cannot be the kind of God I worship.
But as a country, because we accept religion in its level, it will be with us forever.
I think that the Christendom, the Christian fraternity, would want to look at these things and let's stop joking with Christ.
Okay.
It is not nice.
I mean, it's an important point is made. He's not the only person who is quite concerned about these prophecies and all of that. But
you know,
a situation where recently.
A situation where
he also said that certain prophets
come to him for the
data,
and they want the inner data.
Prophecy got to do with elections.
Which
elections are science
again,
popular, you know.
Again,
another point is
I tell you what, God is not even interested. Okay, God does not care who wins the elections when in your own performance you do not serve the Ghanaian well and you want prophecy to let you go back to governance. It is not possible. Okay. God is not like that.
Okay.
So in 2016, when God decided that they are changing Mahama, and he said that bring him back. Has God heard?
Hold on.
That will be for the religious.
Yeah. So let's not go there. I mean, you are trying to change the whole thing. You are done. You are done.
No. For me,
according to this Christian.
Can I finish?
So let's
just a point. Just a point.
Please learn so that
for me,
finish his point.
I think that God is fair and is not interested in individuals, who wins and who do not win.
Yes.
I don't think that God loves anybody more than any other person. He loves all of us equally. Your performance will determine whether you win elections or not. So please, Christians, let us respect ourselves and stop these. It is not helping the Christendom. And so I wish I could wish them well. Unfortunately,
the NPP.
Yes, you see, unfortunately, okay. When you take my brother here, he's a good friend. When we're chatting. Yeah, there are other individuals within the NPP that are my good friends. We all work together, we talk, we chat, and all that. But you see, when these people come together to pursue the agenda of NPP as a party, if you wish them well, then you may be very dangerous to this country's development. So unfortunately, I cannot wish them well.
Okay.
It is my hope and prayer that they never come back to power.
Okay, Kofi.
Kofi,
you were making a point to say
let me state on record that my agreement with Kennedy Japan on the clause raised does not warrant or suggest that I'm endorsing him. Okay? I only, as a politician, also see that, certain things, if aspirants have, concerns must be dealt with and all that. So we wish the NPP well, unlike Bondi, I wish them well. Because these people are Ghanaians. They are going to have a program. And we pray that they have a successful program done in peace and all that. We don't want situations where things will escalate and the outcome may not be what we want here as a country. So we wish them well. But what I'm trying to tell them is that it's very important they come out as a unified front. If there's one thing that has really dealt a blow to my party, the CPP, is the fact that we couldn't manage our internal elections very well. So in 2004, you saw Upusika Gude, taking the back seat. In 2008, after Papa Kusindium, 2011, he has to form his own party. Dr. Abu Sakara is no more with us.
So you have felt the impact of internal elections.
It's a sharp knife when it's raised and you don't really pay attention to it. And it's sliced.
Where's Abu Sakara?
You understand? It's irreparable. You can't repair it. So we wish them well. And the MPP should know better. When Alan got angry and decided to leave, we saw what happened in 2024, sorry. You understand? So we wish them well, and we hope that they go through this successfully. They also have to be mindful of the fact that we live in a democratic society. And so the Public Order Act should be adhered to, where, you go, it's just a universal sovereign thing. One man, one vote. And look, the other political parties or alternative political parties will judge them based on the outcome of their elections.
Okay.
Because we know the number of delegates who are supposed to cast their votes. When there's overvoting, it will tell us something.
Is it usual for these delegate-based systems? Do we usually record overvoting?
They said there was something called ballot stuffing, blah, 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 and all those things. So you can't rule anything out. But what we're saying is that we expect the MPP to conduct themselves very well in a very democratic manner, so that at the end of the day, war kind of believe that they understand the principle of democracy, and then indeed they use that during this election. Can I?
Which one do you want to start with again?
The
delegate system.
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm going to come to Alfred.
Yeah.
Yes. Alfred. Yeah. Let's just start with. Alfred, let's go to of course, the delegate-based system where...
I wanted to finish on some of the things that they raised.
Oh, you're going back?
I mean...
But you went back, didn't you go back?
I didn't finish my point.
But I also haven't finished my point.
We really never finish our points, really.
No, he said he hasn't finished this, but I also haven't finished my point. But you're asking whether I'm going back.
I mean, because the MPP is headed to polls on Saturday, I'll be quite biased to want to hear what you have to say.
Thank you very much.
Really?
I wouldn't sit here and come and lie to you that some of the campaign hasn't been very murky. It has. And it's sometimes usual of a competition that is going this way. We've seen it in previous competitions where people have been called names and all other things. But you see, one thing I like about my candidate, which is Dr. Bawumia, is that he's always focused. Yes, I have a candidate. I have a vote and I have a candidate. And everyone knows where my vote is. Kennedy is a very good friend, but he knows that I support Dr. Bawumia. You see, whether we like it or not, one person will emerge victorious. And we have to accept it as it is. He made mention of the fact that Alan got angry and walked out. Alan went for an election. This same MOU that was signed back then, but it wasn't made public. Because if it was made public, other parties would have seen that if you walk out, it means that you're a defeatist. You would show that you're a defeatist. He went for an election, he lost the election.
And he raised concerns of possible rigging.
And he walked out.
Were his concerns addressed in any way?
What rigging went on? It was even only the first round, the presidential, the first round. Fortunately or unfortunately for him, Kennedy Japan, who wasn't even earmarked to lead the party, passed him. Where have we gone wrong? So Kennedy also rigged him? Is that what he's saying? He lost an election. And if you lose an election, you have to be man enough to accept it. That, listen, the people don't want you at this point in time. Every time that the leader they take. So if he's walked out of it, so be it. Right now we know where he belongs. Everything is showing that NDC at every table will want to bring MPP down. When he came here, he doesn't wish us well. The mere fact that I'm your opponent doesn't mean that you shouldn't wish me. He doesn't wish as well. He wishes the party will break.
I am conflicted because Kofi here in the beginning even said that he really doesn't care what happens.
He ended up wishing as well.
I also told you that he
wishing
the political house.
Absolutely. Exactly. So you must concern yourself with it. But
I wish CPP would have resurrected.
But we are.
Okay.
I wish so.
They don't think they are dead. Why do you think they have to resurrect?
But he himself said that they are dead.
No, I said something that has dealt with. You see, there's this funny feeling.
Can I finish?
But you have provoked this debate.
No, but I have the floor.
The constitution.
Let me finish.
I don't mind the debate.
No, but he has
one political party coming in. Okay,
who told you have a floor?
Now you want to hit me.
You don't have a floor.
Go for an election,
but you have
and the NDC win.
You don't have a floor. Which floor do you have?
So I wonder where I am the second highest, or I am the second run-up, or I am the biggest opposition political party comes in. There's only going to be one political party.
He's drawing an inference from how much the blow you felt when the internal...
No, but he's saying that we need to resurrect as if we are dead and buried and all that.
So the internal issues didn't bury.
You are telling me the candidates, all your candidates, leave one after another.
Yes,
I don't even know where...
I don't
even know where Abu Sakara is right now.
Comments
Abu Sakara, I don't even know where he is. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is that on Saturday, we are going to emerge. We are going to emerge.
You had a good time to speak.
Oh, we gave you a long time. We are talking about Christianity.
We gave you a long time. We'll come to you. Don't worry. There's more to discuss.
We are going to emerge victorious.
Okay.
MPP is going to emerge victorious.
Okay.
Because we are going to finish this election. We are going to become united. Every wound that is going to happen will be healed.
There is no time.
And we are going to work together towards the 2028 election.
Okay.
And I can assure you that Ghanaians will be proud of us.
So whilst you're at it, of course, you know by now that there's some party stalwarts that are headed to courts, especially the Supreme Court. They're seeking to dismantle the delegate-based system, which is what you're using on Saturday.
Every party, national or international, uses the delegate system.
But the NDC had opened it up before.
Then
right?
what we are
David?
saying is that
the NDC had opened it up.
but they closed it.
Yes.
So fact is that
Let him land on it.
Okay.
Land
No,
on,
let him come.
Let
him come and then I'll
Why are you shying away from it?
No,
I'm not shying away from it at all.
I can deal with it.
Kofi.
I'm not going to shy away. Why should I shy away from this?
Okay.
I would focus more on Saturday than that.
This is a very important, release that those gentlemen seek, and it is not something to be washed away. Now, their argument is that you do not want few people to go select an individual who would come and represent a party to become a president or a member of parliament and all that. The NDC, we did try these, opening up our delegates, list before. And what we saw was that eventually you may get some people who come in and may not give you the best results you want. And so we try to close it back and be able to have the true NDC delegates, real party delegates, to select the representations that we want. And you see, it worked. It worked.
But
remember when we opened up, we lost a lot of seats at that time because we believe that some, people who won elections when we opened up did not really help. But I'm of the opinion that we can really look at this, a thing very well. When you go to America, for example, and they are doing presidential primaries, you'll see that it is not few delegates that are, allowed to vote. The delegate system is really huge.
But in Ghana, it's all the delegates that are allowed to vote.
I'm saying that the number of delegates, but
it's quite representative.
Absolutely.
Isn't it a representative of their population?
No,
even for the political parties.
This time around here, what we're saying is that, the system, the delegate system, even though you are able to get the true party people, the real people who would,
if we give Wadi the whole day, he would never finish.
Okay.
Just like
no, that's not fair. I will
just going around the bush.
No.
But I think that let's not wash away what they are presenting to court. I think that we can all look at it properly and come out with a solution that will help us. But it's not something to just brush away. Because the NDC, we've tried it before. So it means that it's worth looking at.
Okay. You ceded your time to David, so I'm going to have to go to Kofi for now. You ceded your time to David.
No problem. It's the same like giving him the time. That's why I said, let me come in. Because if I ceded my time, he wanted to jump in. I gave him
I'll come back to you to make the point.
You have no point to make, my brother.
That these people.
You are what? Surprised?
Yes.
Okay.
These people of high caliber in our society have decided to stoop this low.
You mean those who are headed to court?
Yeah.
Look, these are a bunch of hypocrites, okay?
You mean the people headed to court?
Ignorance.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm talking about I'm talking about what do you call it? Yahotamako, and I'm talking about Christian Yahoyama. These are hypocrites.
No.
And these are people who are ignorant. Please allow me.
Please allow me. Talk.
Now let me go to the hypocrisy part.
That's bad.
First of all, all these people have enjoyed certain sort of political benefits. Let me take Dr. Nyahotamako. Dr. Nyahotamako claims to be a founding member of the MPP. When the MPP was being formed, a constitution was wrote, okay? And that constitution became the guidebook.
The binding document.
Which guides them as to how they go about things. In that guiding document, all right, stated that the people who are always going to elect leaders for the party at the various levels are going to be delegates. So at what time did you wake up from his slumber, if not hypocrisy, to just wake up one day and say that, oh, we should have been doing this all card-bearing member kind of thing. When did you realize that?
But you also mentioned in an example, I'm not telling you you're done, but in an example of Kennedy Japan changing his mind, you also said he had a right to change his
what
mind.
I'm saying is, so I'm not appealing to what Mr. Thompson was saying, that he signed and all that. You understand?
I mean, for the founding members,
I'm not even done. Okay, I'm not even done. The reason why I'm not done is that Kennedy Japan, just about 4 years, can change his mind. Dr. Nyaho Tamakru, the delegate system elected former President Kufuor, who made you an ambassador. You sat through all of it from 1992 till when? And now 2026, you just woke up from your slumber and you are saying that, this thing must be changed and all that. It is hypocritic. Let me go to Dr. from Pombwati.
What will be the difficulty if it is opened up and it eventually?
I'll get there.
And eventually, just for clarity, just for clarity.
No, I'll go there. So it's going to be chaotic.
No, but hang on.
NDC tried it.
No, so hear my question. My question is that
it's not even
whether it's chaotic or not, it will deliver a presidential candidate.
No, but the point is,
and the president would also still have the power to elect or to appoint somebody. So what will be the problem if it's opened up and all of that? Whether it's chaotic or not?
Before I go to what you are seeking, okay?
Let's hear you.
Dr. from Pombwati, in 2007, put himself up as the presidential aspirant. There was a delegate system that was supposed to vote for him. He lost bitterly, okay? At what time did Dr. from Pombwati wake up to realize that it should be open for all? Now, the reason why they are hypocrites is what I've stated. Now, let me go to their ignorance. There are virtually 3 types of members in every political party.
Okay.
They are the fanatics. I am a fanatic, he's a fanatic, and he is fanatic. The fanatic is a card-bearing member of the political party, pays his dues or her dues, and is part of every activism the party embarks on, demonstrations, press conferences, and all that. And some of them, most of the time, put themselves up for positions. You understand my point? So that is the fanatic. Then there's the members. These are people who contribute to the party, card-bearing members, but may not necessarily be interested in, demonstrations and other activism of the party. Then there are sympathizers. Very important. These sympathizers are card-bearing members. They pay their dues. But then because of what they do, or situations they find themselves, they cannot sometimes come out to associate with the political party. And we have that across the MPP and the NDC. There was a policeman who's now in parliament on the ticket of the NDC. Remember that? Okay? You can't tell me that he just woke up one day and decided that I am contesting. He might have been a card-bearing member of the NDC quietly. All right? There was a former journalist here at Joy FM and Joy News, okay, who's now a member of parliament. You can't just say that he woke up one day and decided that I'm contesting. They say that, oh, you just came in, but then you can contest. He might have been a member of the party quietly. Now, so when you say that all these people who, one way or the other, are managing their association with political parties should be exposed, what are you talking about? You don't understand. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
I'm with you.
Because members of good standing are people with card-bearing members of parties paying their dues and fall within these categories I've mentioned. But some of them, because of what they do, they want to be protected. Some of them are contractors and all those things. Now you are telling us that force all those people.
Does that amount to transparency? Is these 3 categories that you have introduced to me, you're all politicians, is these 3 people that belong to political parties, in your practice, is it accountability? Is it transparent?
It is.
Is it?
It is. Because the decision between you, your decision to join a political party is between you and the political party. You walk into the CPP office and say that, look, I believe in Nkrumah. I love him. I want to be part of his party. All right? Now, when you come in there and you say that you want to showcase to the public that you're a member of the CPP, it's allowed. But if you say that I'm a journalist with multimedia, okay, I'm a host, I'm the referee, so I don't really want to be exposed. We have to protect that secrecy between we and you. You understand my point? Now, again, what are they even talking about? This thing they are seeking is already there. Now, they are talking about delegate system. What it means is that these are people who represent certain kind of people. Have you seen this book? That's the Constitution of Ghana.
Yes.
The preamble of the Constitution says that in the name of the Almighty God, we the people of Ghana, trust me, when this Constitution was being drafted, my daddy was not part of it, even though he was educated. But this book, okay, binds all of us.
Yeah.
So what it means is that at every point in time, a certain restricted number of people
would have to take decisions.
Exactly.
Okay.
You understand my point?
Okay, that's quite a
no, but that's the way it is. That's what I'm trying to.
That's quite a strong argument you have put on the table.
You understand?
Okay.
Because when this constitution was being drafted, the Ghana Bar Association raised concerns, and they never partook in the drafting of the constitution.
Yeah.
But these are lawyers.
Yeah.
You understand my point?
Yes.
That's so binding on them.
What?
Yeah.
It's binding on them. It's binding on all of us. Even people who were not born by them, it's binding on them. You understand my point? Now, what I'm saying is this. If you go to political parties, they have their structures. If you come to my party, for instance, we have the cell, okay, which is a small area, okay? We have the ward, we have the polling station, we have the electoral area, and we have the constituency. At each of these structures, certain people must play certain roles by representing the party. So there's a cell chairman, there's a cell secretary, there's a cell organizer, there's a cell youth organizer, a women's organizer, and probably a treasurer, okay? You come to the ward, the same thing, you understand? The reason why we do this is to prevent chaos and anarchy.
Okay. Stay with me. I have to. You will. I know. Oh, you have had
no, but
hang on. Hang on. We will talk. But I have Dr. Sasansi. He has to leave. He has to take delivery. He has to leave at 8 p.m. So I need to. Sorry, he has to leave at 8 a.m. So I need to go to him so that we'll take his final words. Then we'll focus in studio. That's fair, isn't it?
Right.
Okay, Doug. I understand that you have to go quite shortly, but I was hoping we'll go to the other matters. But let me hear your final thoughts on what we're discussing, especially because you're pressed for time.
Yeah, you're talking about issue of the MPP, the rest, and then the delegate system. I've already spoken about it.
Yeah.
But if you look at the NPP, I want to zero in on a little of how far they've come. I remember a body was put in place to check excesses relative to the campaign and all the rest of it. I'm not sure that body worked because we have seen campaign that has turned toxic. People are attacking each other and the rest of them. The effect of that is that, look, when obviously one person will emerge victorious, but that person, if the person has been attacked, has been undermined, on what basis can the same people rally behind that individual that we are going to sell that person for the whole Ghanaians? It's going to be a difficult one.
And people don't know that.
Because they can't take back their words that they issued against their own colleagues. So I was expecting that ethics committee to be able to rein in heavily on them so that they can act properly. But hey, I didn't see the body working because from the word go, I realized that the body was going to fail because if you are going to deal with things of this nature, there must be prescription. You should define, in quote, that crime and the punishment for it. They could not define anything. So on what basis are they going to crack the whip on people who cross the line? There's no even lines to cross, let alone punishment for them. That is going to be a difficulty. And those who have attacked themselves so, severely, I don't know how they are going to campaign for the one who will win. It's going to be a difficult one for them. I don't foresee violence and trouble coming up because I don't see any sign at all. There may be differences and all that, but what people must remember is that you are fighting for the integrity of the party and make sure that you get a leader that will be able to bring you the votes. In going for this election, I expect the delegate to look for somebody with less baggage, because otherwise it's going to be a counterproductive. The opposition is going to chance on that and use that to attack the political party. Two, you need somebody who has a lot of constituencies. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about somebody that he has a lot of following from different groups and all that, and that can also help the party. And you need somebody who is very much alive to the problems of this country, not only the NPP, but the country, and he has solution to deal with these problems. So all in all, I think it's a contest that must be taken seriously.
Okay.
But the delegates have a lot of responsibility in here. If they go for money, they go for names, other than what I've said, I'm afraid they can elect somebody, but the person cannot compete with the NDC. Remember, you are dealing with what? A dominant two-party system in Ghana. Either the person is winning from MPP or NDC. The rest of the parties have been dwarfed by these dominant parties. So obviously, they will not be able to act effectively.
Kofi doesn't agree to your
it is scientific. Kofi obviously, I understand his position. He can be having a problem with this. I don't have a, but this is scientific. That this is a two-party system. When we say two-party system, we are saying that there are so many political parties in the state, but only two have what it takes to win power and form government.
What it takes.
Talk about Kofi's party. Who has seen them? Are they visible? All over the country. When was the last time we saw them?
Kofi says he's here. Can you not see him?
I'm serious. I love dog too.
No, he's serious. Kofi is communications director. What are the frameworks of a political party that the CPP doesn't have?
Because when you look at political parties, they should be visible. When was the last time we saw CPP in very fierce campaign and all that? We didn't see that. So, yes, I know that it's a mass party, but visibility, we haven't seen that. We have not seen them in action, serious campaign, trying to get power from the political party. So, Ghana, whether we like it or not, is a two dominant political party. Like Britain, Labour and Conservative, like US, the Republicans, then Democrats. There are other parties, but they are what dwarf parties. These dominant parties have dwarfed them. It will take them a very long time to win power. Sometime forever, they will not win power. But if that is why the Constitutional Review Committee, I was looking forward to seeing a system, what we call a multi-party system. Multi-party system in politics, and when we are saying that there are parties that are in the existence, all of them have equal power to win power and form government. Sometimes they cannot form, a government on their own, exclusive to themselves, but they can have a coalition and all that. Is that the case in Ghana?
I'm really surprised.
But okay, Doug, I was going to let you go, but I see that they have a few responses.
Reform, there's no constitutional reform that is going to recognize any political party that will make that political party win power. Okay, you can do all the reforms, but there will always be some political parties that will continue to be underdogs and will never come up. Okay, so the dominant of the MPP and the NDC, and today you can see the NDC, the MPP is also going down, will continue. I mean, that's what it is. When you go to the United States, you see the parties that, two-system party and all that. It's going to continue. It's not going to change. It's not going to change. So the smaller parties are going to be there.
Kofi had a direct bullet, so a direct hit.
Reform to bring them back.
I've always loved Doc's analysis, but today, in fact, I'm not happy at all.
Because it doesn't go well for
telling the truth.
It hit you direct. Because he's being biased.
How?
Now, let's go back in history. Once upon a time in this country, all right, it was one political party that helped other political parties form government. Don't forget that the existence of a political party does not necessarily means winning election by itself. All right? In 1992, Jerry Rawlings had to partner with Cancer Acquah before he became relevant and became president of this country. In 1996, the Great Alliance, okay, which transcended into 2000, saw J. Kufuor, even appointing certain members of our political party. We admit that, of course, the party has suffered some sort of misfortune. All right? But it is erroneous to say that we've been dwarfed. I mean, you're talking about visibility. I'm here representing the convention.
He's here. No, but he's here.
How can you
understand that's not what Prof is saying? When Prof is talking about political visibility, Prof is not talking about you sitting on a television set.
He's your chairman.
He's not talking about that.
Do you know
He's
that?
talking about the impact of the political party in our electoral system.
You know the CPP chairman?
No. It's not a fair question to ask.
That doesn't mean we have a chairman.
Do you know the CPP chairman?
Okay, so let's not go there. You see, This is what
they've done elections and win parties.
Well, Doc, I'll let you go, but thank you for joining us. We'll continue in conversation.
So if
but Kofi, I think you have made good responses. I need to go to Alfred. We want to answer which one? You want to answer which one?
Dr. Santi, political analyst in this country.
Okay.
We've always said we want an alternative to the MPP and the NDC. If you come on national televisions like this, okay, and try to demoralize.
No,
okay,
but he should not be doing your bidding for you.
No, he's not. But he has to also understand. He has to understand. He has to understand that, at every point in time, okay, political fortunes can change. If we know who's going to win 2028, why are we bothering ourselves? You understand my point? And it is up to the Ghanaian, all right, to say that based on the message I've heard from Kofi or I've heard from Mr. Thompson or Bondi, I've made up my mind.
Doug is not saying he doesn't recognize the other party.
No, but
he says that the two big ones have dwarfed.
No, but he's wrong to say that.
Okay. How? Okay.
There are places.
Okay, I want to go to Alfred now. I think you've made your point.
That's his opinion.
That's very good. Now, I like that.
Doctor was saying.
Opinion.
Doctor was saying. He's saying something.
No, he's not.
Oh, initially, Doug, are you speaking to me? Did I lose you? Doug, please, your mic is off.
Just 1 minute.
Okay.
All that I'm saying that I am not doing this thing with prejudice to see people or any of the smaller parties.
Unfortunately.
No.
Relax.
No, you have only
take it in good
to
faith and let's reorganize
this country from day one has been modeled along two parties.
When is it
that
the one?
you can understand?
Yeah.
And when we say two parties, we're saying that there are a number of parties in the state, but how many of them can win power and form government? It's only NDC and MPP. Can you tell me that the CPP today can win power and form government?
Yes, we can. And we will.
Because for years you have not been visible, you have not been campaigning effectively, and then your replacement
all of
But Doc, you're speaking science and data. The member says that they have the capability.
I used to be the national youth organizer. Okay,
I want to go
to places I've been to. I used to.
That you have your.
I used to be the national youth organizer. Okay, there are places I've been to. There are organizations I've made. Look, in 2024. Okay. We had some small internal issues, all right?
That's point you have made.
Court and all that. So sometimes, okay, it's not as if we are not there. We have our own challenges and we are dealing with it. And I'm telling you that 2028, he's watch out.
Okay, Doc, please watch out. All right, Alfred.
So when
Alfred, I'll come to you, David.
To the delegate system, in life, whether you like it or not, there'll be some few people who will take certain decisions for a majority. Yeah. Like Kofi was saying earlier on,
that is life presenting that opportunity, but not when we decide to want to have very few people.
You can
take
never
their
have
decision.
everybody. Enjoy FM. You cannot have everybody sitting on your seat. In this country, you cannot have everybody becoming president.
And let me even help you. In 2024,
please let
me
voted.
In this country, you cannot have all Ghanaians voting who are registered members voting. In this country, we cannot have everybody taking a decision who becomes health minister, finance minister, that minister. You have a rep who will do that on your behalf, and that is the president of the republic. Otherwise, we all sit down and we vote for finance minister. Let's vote for this minister. Let's vote for that minister.
It's like we have cut to the chase. Before the president takes that decision, we, the electorate, must have voted for him. We must have given him that power.
Thank you. And that is
so we want to understand the delegate system.
That is where I'm getting to. When you go to the polling station level, all the people within that polling station will vote for the chairman, would vote for the secretary, would vote for the organizer, would vote for the youth organizer, would vote for the Nasara, would vote for the women's organizer. So they have a team they vote for. Those representatives will now vote for the constituency executives. After that, their work is done.
Exactly.
Then the constituency executives will now vote for the regional executives and the national executives.
So it is the same power being transferred.
Transferred over and over and over till
that's why I'm saying that they're ignorant.
But in the transfer of it, do we not save it? Do we not lose it at some point in the transfer?
You can never get everybody voting at once for a candidate.
Okay.
And that is why NDC tried it. They felt that there were some MPP elements who came in to vote for them. And so they had to come back. You see, we are not at a stage where you get, and you see, they use the word, and I'm glad they use that word, that there's dues paying members.
Members of
a
good
lot
standing.
of
Good
members of good
standing.
standing. That's our dues payment.
That is when they open it up.
Yes.
Which means that you can be a party member, but they have to, we have to scan you
to show that
see that
you
you're
are
in
paying
good
your
standing.
dues, you are in good standing.
Which
and
then
everything.
still saves the people.
Thank you. Thank you. So it comes
even
back,
themselves.
it comes back to the same thing that, listen, at every point in time, you cannot get everybody representing to take one person.
What do you think is the trigger for them?
Their focus is to take the elections of Saturday and put it aside and let people focus on them. That's what you are doing now. We spent a lot of time discussing them.
Well, we have
This
people
is
like
a
political
non-starter, and
scientists who think that
they know it's a non-starter. Frimpong Boateng, you became a minister. Did the whole country vote for you to become a minister? The whole country tried to vote, the whole party tried to vote for you to become a presidential candidate.
I mean, when
But
we
you
do that,
failed.
are we not drilling it
Thank
down?
you.
Because of
I'm
course,
telling you something that the whole party tried to vote for you. You went to stand to become this thing. What do you call it? A presidential candidate. They said no, you are not fit for purpose. And then they took you as a minister. Are you fit for purpose? So these are some of the things we should ask ourselves before we even take a step. Let us not use antagonism and trying to, pull him down in things. You've benefited from a system that you've enjoyed so much. But you feel that now it's
I mean, when I get scandalized when the argument is going to that side, because of course, for example, our constitution, we all have been enjoying it now. We all say that it's lived.
Who enjoys the constitution?
I mean, so when I say we all have been enjoying it, the constitution as it is, we're living it. We will be subjected to that constitution, whether you like it or not. But at some point, people then will rise and say that it doesn't mirror the aspirations of people anymore. So let's sit down and look at it.
They said it several times. Has it been changed?
Well,
every president who comes there enjoys it. So he keeps it.
Interesting. David, let me hear you.
Thank you very much.
But before you go
What's going on today? It's not it's not a speech.
He's the last person who should support these people. Look, the NDCs, okay, at a point in time, before that, they used to congregate to elect the youth organizer and women organizer. You know what has been done? Right now, the youth go for a separate congress to elect the youth organizer. So it's not the entire party that elected the national youth organizer.
So can I?
It's just the youth organizers.
So can you?
Okay, knowing this, the people watching this. So let's hear him.
It's only the women's organizers and
No, but the person who belongs to the party is here. You can't sound louder than him.
It's hypocritical on his part to say that, these people are doing very well.
Let's hear him. Let's hear him. Okay, Alfred.
So can you leave me alone?
David, I was leave me alone.
Now listen.
Landing on what Doc was saying.
Yes.
You see, he came around all and said, and the leaders that are going to be elected on Saturday and everything, they should look at A, B, C, D. I was a little bit disappointed when they were going to sign the peace pact, and I didn't see a candidate being reprimanded for insulting and calling another candidate.
At the peace pact?
Yes. They should have brought him to books.
You're sure that if they started that, you'd have signed that?
These are some of the things. These are some of the things that we get wrong.
Okay, now you're going to.
NEC should have.
That would have been.
I mean, that's your party. That's your party.
So these are some of the things that
I think you should write to the General Secretary.
Can I land, please?
Before you go to NEC, before you go to NEC, which is a real internal issue. There are 3 panels here. Let's have a fight on the.
I'm landing here. Then I'm done.
Land.
You see, some of these things are things we take for granted. Over and over and over again, we've had attacks on one person. But we sit down and watch it because, it's one person. So let's keep cool. Then we go and sign a peace pact. And then we say that, and then one person will come out and say that if I don't feel that I want to accept the results, I should not sign this.
Are you sure that if I brought a team member of the other party sitting here, would also not feel that another party also attacked them? It will go around and around and all of that.
Have you heard the candidate attacking the other party? No.
Anyway, let me go.
I'm talking about candidates.
So we will not be fair to Frimpong Boateng and his team.
But is he fair to the
sitting
country?
here to be saying all kind of unprinted words about them.
Have they? I've not heard.
Who has said unprinted words about them?
And very uncomfortable descriptions about them.
Who has said that?
The 1992 Constitution is superior to everything we're discussing here. And in the 1992 Constitution, there is no provision, a categorical provision and definition of delegates in the 1992 Constitution. Let us all get it clear. The 1992 Constitution
Everybody
only
has his
provides. Can you please let me talk?
Please allow. Please allow.
Be gentle on this platform.
There's even the political parties.
Even your party, even your party.
Alfred and
delegate system.
Can you be gentle for
Alfred and
once?
Kofi. So beyond us having the conversation, there are viewers who would also take their conclusion.
Of course.
So how you feel about him? It's okay. No, I think because people are heckling.
No, we are not heckling.
If somebody,
we aren't heckling.
if somebody
Who is heckling you?
Please, let's hear him.
If somebody feel that he's heading towards the Supreme Court to seek redress and some clarifications about matters of this nature, why do we sit here and say all kind of things about them? The Supreme Court is superior and will be able to give interpretation to whatever things that they want. Of course, there are so many provisions in our constitutions that going forward we realize that were not things that will help the development of this country. And we've looked at it in the Supreme Court and so forth. And so you remember when the Supreme Court gave ruling that even a member presiding in Parliament have the right to vote?
Yeah.
That I still believe, in my own opinion, is wrong. But that is a provision that we have now as law. Okay. Again, listen, hold on. Please, you gave them a lot of time.
No. It's still on you. It's still on it. It's still on that.
So the point is this.
Yes.
The point is this. I am not for once saying that the delegate system should be abolished the way they want it to be looked at. But I'm saying we've been there before. And we knew what we saw when we got there. These gentlemen are back to it and they are going to the Supreme Court. Allow the Supreme Court to take decision. And I think it is a thing we all have to deliberate about. Because, you see, the Constitution gave everybody the right to vote. And that right is a fundamental right nobody can take away from anybody. So the point is this. If you argue that a lot of people do not vote when it's general election, it is not do not vote. It's about whether they have the right or not. So let's allow them go to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court to give ruling. In as much as I'm not, endorsing either to let the delegate system go or not, I think it will not be fair for me to sit here when the Constitution itself did not make a categorical statement and endorse any definition of delegates.
It's dead on arrival.
So you cannot.
Alfred, do you hear his argument? Because both of you advanced one argument that, well, national voting, for example. Yeah. Everybody's got the right to vote.
The right is what?
That right is inherent. Yeah. It is when at the point of you voting that they look at you whether you're eligible.
So every party has a constitution. And the constitution of the party.
You see, no party's constitution is superior to the...
We are quite true.
That's true. That's very true.
When you say that,
all
it is
parties,
because listen...
All parties, then you show your constitution.
Exactly. The political...
Show your constitution away.
Constitution of Ghana, which recognize political parties.
Yeah.
All right?
But what's your problem anyway?
The political
are you the one paying their legal fees? Are you the one paying their legal fees?
Are you the one?
So what's your problem?
It's hypocritical.
So allow them to go to the Supreme Court.
It is hypocritical.
If you get up today and go to the Supreme Court, nobody's going to stop
agree
you.
With them. When in your own
so allow them to go.
It is not everybody who's allowed to choose your leaders.
Can we do this?
And I even started that. There's a national youth organizer who's going to be the representation of the youth at the national front. The chairman of the constituency doesn't get to vote for the national youth organizer. The secretary of the constituency and the regions and all those, it's just the youth organizers from the constituency level all the way to the national level who get to vote for one person.
Yes.
But
yes.
So
David, are you for the dismantling of the delegate system?
No
entirely?
And oh no.
No.
Again.
But what's their business in court?
The point is this. The point is this. Whether I believe in scrapping the delegate system or not has nothing to do with they are going to court.
It does.
No, me individual, my belief, my belief in that system have nothing to do with their belief and what they seek in court. Their fundamental right to go to court must be respected. And so you cannot sit here and say they are going to court on bogus issues. And oh no. Okay. The point is this. The point is this. The point is the quick one. Yeah. Just quick one. Just one. Just one. Please, every political party's regulations and rules that they set to govern them, not even single one can be superior to the 1992 Constitution.
No one has said that.
And so, if the 1992 Constitution itself did not make provision for delegates, don't denigrate people who decide to go to Supreme Court for interpretation. In as much as I don't support whether it should be scrapped or not, we cannot sit here and say what they're doing in the Supreme Court.
The political party's constitution.
Yeah. No, this constitution.
The constitution only made provision for formation.
All three of you are speaking. Should I call for a break?
No, you can't.
You have to trust my judgment in moderating.
Thank you.
Okay.
So let me come in.
Very much.
What are you quoting?
Can we deal with
First of all,
different matters?
the 1992 Constitution recognizes that there shall exist political parties.
Fair enough.
Okay. Now, the delegates, okay, we call them executives in our various political parties. Now, let me read Article 9 of the 1992 Constitution you're so dwelling on. The members of the National Executive Committee of a political party shall be chosen from all the regions of Ghana. So even the 1992 Constitution admits that there shall be a group of people, which is the Executive Committee. You understand my point? Now, let me also come here.
Read this.
Okay.
42,
listen,
the one
now, clause 16. Listen, the same constitution that he is saying that allows everybody to be part of organizations and all that. The constitution is very clear. A member of an organization or interest group shall not be required to join a particular political party by virtue of his membership of the organization or group. Even the constitution is saying that even though you are a Ghanaian and all that, okay, if you have a certain religious attachment,
let's have one discussion, please.
Delegates.
A religious attachment or anything, okay, you
allow them to go.
That is
why are you worried about this?
We
shouldn't be discussing
in national politics.
Let's talk about
religious attachment is also not.
Because whatever we say here will never influence the Supreme Court decision.
What we are telling Bondi is that at every point in time, there will be selected few to take decision on behalf.
I am saying that cannot be superior to the 1992 Constitution.
And your political party is guilty of that.
I think that by
Your
now
political party-
viewers know where all of you stand.
Yes,
Let's go to Ayawaso East. Let's go to Ayawaso East. Would you like that?
Yes, I mean.
Would you like that?
First of all,
hang on.
You said, do I like that?
Would you all like that? We go to Ayawaso East.
Well, why not?
Move on.
And there is another very interesting. There's another very interesting.
It means that you are not full on the first matter.
I don't see.
No, not the first matter. I think we should let go the first matter.
The truth is that we are not discussing because we are telling them that they shouldn't go to court. Nobody is.
No, we can't go to
viewers have that discussion.
So what are we doing here?
We are discussing because we said this is what is on the table.
Exactly.
What do you think about it?
Exactly.
And we are
Fair enough. I mean, don't worry about pedestrian comments. Okay, so Ayawaso East is in focus now.
Yes.
And it's interesting because we have, of course, the wife of the late MP wanted to represent that constituency. Yeah. And the idea is to continue what her husband started. Yeah. Another one that's
ambassador.
That's the ambassador as well. So he would like to drop the title Baba Jamal. He would like to drop the title Excellency and take on the title Honorable. Okay. I'll start with you, Kofi.
Oh, you should have started with them.
I'll start with Kofi.
There's another important issue that you advertised.
There's
the Supreme Court dismissing.
We're on elections. We're on elections, so finish with
I think we should deal with that one rather.
If you people allow moderation, we'll get there. Fine. Okay. If you don't, we won't get there.
What I want to say is that virtually political players like myself, politicians, we do this with our wives. All right. I mean, you are in the house granting interviews to radio stations on phone. She's there. You are reading documents, and sometimes you are reading it aloud. Okay, she's there. You know, she knows you are out there. Okay, campaigning and all that. And then when you come home, sometimes conversations center around what happened when you were out there. All right. So virtually, our wives, our girlfriends, and the women we are with as politicians become part of the game that we are in, all right? And so I have no qualms about wives and spouses of diseased, political leaders, trying to replace them when the need arises, okay? I'm sure whatever vision the man shared for the people of Ayawaso East, the wife might have been in the know, all right? I mean, if the man wanted to lobby for roles for, a certain area, the wife might have been in the know. If the
CPP propaganda.
This is the reality. Fondi, are you saying as a married man?
Are you easily triggered like this?
I'm shocked.
I was hoping you shut your ears. Now focus on me.
So what I'm saying is that when it comes to things like this, it boils down to competence. It boils down to capacity. All right. So first of all, does a woman qualify? Is she a Ghanaian? 18 years of sound mind. She is. Okay. I mean, that's 18 years and above. She can be a parliamentarian, right? Okay, so that is one. Number two, does a woman have the capacity to, lead the people of Ayawaso East? Yes, she's well educated, she's blah, 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 she fits into a certain shoe. And if the people of Ayawaso think that, indeed, this woman can represent us, why not? I mean, we've had instances before, to reference to, where spouses of deceased politicians have taken over the same seat, all right? And they did well. I mean, you can't say that they disgraced themselves or anything like that. So I don't have a problem. My problem is why an ambassador, will descend all the way down to Ghana. Please allow me. This because look, Baba Jamal has been a member of parliament before.
Yeah.
Fakutia?
Yeah, Fakutia.
Okay, this is not the first time.
Yeah.
That's my point.
And the last time he contested at Ayawaso West, Ayawaso East.
Okay,
yeah,
fine. And the truth is that, as ambassador, all right, you represent the
country over there.
In a foreign land. You understand? You're like a president of Ghana in that country, all right? And all of a sudden, you want to become an MP. What has he seen?
Choice.
No, it's not choice. Okay? In 2000...
But if you ask what has he seen, can you answer that question for him?
I might. In 2024, when a lot of MPP staffers and aides to people decided to run for parliamentary positions, something was clear.
What was that?
They were losing. And everybody wanted to place themselves at a certain pace. You understand? They wanted some sort of...
Bring the point home.
They wanted some sort of security.
Okay. Bring the point home. Yes.
So my question is that, Baba Jamal, Nigeria is a very big country. Your profile is a very high profile, all right? Then all of a sudden, you come back to Ghana and say that you want to be an MP. No. I'm not saying parliament. I'm not degrading parliament. I'm not. No.
Stop parliament.
Don't
focus on him.
Okay, fine. But I'm not degrading. No, let me say before I to the previous committee. Okay, I'm not degrading parliament. But what I'm saying is that I'm just an ambassador.
David, behave.
The business communities, the investors in Nigeria, and everybody who wants to come into this country must pass through.
But you know what it means to be a high commissioner? You must have moved you and yourself and your everything to another country. If he feels more at home in Ghana, what's wrong with that?
Okay, if that is the case, then I'm surprised he hasn't resigned. If I'm going by your analogy.
No, I mean, because you have to make a choice. No, you have to present it with two.
No, but what I'm saying that she's saying that.
If he feels but if I'm in Ghana and I don't have a post.
Assumptions.
If I'm in Ghana and I don't have a post, I'm neither an MP and I'm neither an ambassador. You think that because I feel more at home is enough for me to resign being a high commissioner? No, we're talking about you presented with two options.
You raise a certain, what do you call it, concept?
In the concept of the fact,
yes,
in the concept.
What I'm saying.
When you ask him a question, he loses his thought a bit.
Yeah, sometimes.
I'm sorry, it's your loss. I'm going to move to Alfred.
What I'm saying is that. I haven't. What I'm saying is that. To me,
are you short?
Baba Jamal should focus being an ambassador.
I think that's the crux of your argument.
Paint a certain picture of greediness.
Okay.
All right. I think a certain picture of greediness.
Let's end it there.
Holding on to one position and they still want to grab this.
Let's end it there.
Very unfair.
Alfred.
I would say that I can't but wish them luck. Everyone has a right to stand for any position they want. Baba Jamal deems it fit that he wants to come and stand and become an MP. So be it. He's been to parliament before. He's been out of parliament. He couldn't win back a seat in Acquah. Severally, he is contested against the late MP on the ticket of Ayawaso East. He couldn't win. If this is the time for him to come and win the seat, so be it.
What does this tell? It tells the story of what a person desires and what a president as well sees in you that you can do, right? So these are two different things.
There are two different things because, yes, the president felt he was good to become an ambassador. He feels that, listen, I can come, I can be an MP, and maybe I could become a minister of state.
Is that not a stretch for you?
It's not. Whether he comes back or
No,
not.
because he could be a minister without being a member of parliament. Anyway.
But you see, because of the constitution now and what goes in the...
Which of the constitution now?
The constitution, 1992 constitution.
Because
the referendum has not been done. So we are still using the constitution as it is.
I agree, and I'm saying that at the point that he became high commissioner, he could have lobbied to be a minister.
Once you've come out to state that I don't want to take more than 60 ministers, you are locked.
He could have been in the 60. This is my argument.
But they gave him an ambassador.
So now he wants to use...
At that time, they couldn't do this thing. They couldn't give him a ministerial position because they are locked. Even though now they have deputy ministers, regional ministers that they are calling them, organizers and things who have become their deputy... They call them presidential staffers.
Yes.
They call them presidential staffers, but we all know that they are deputy regional ministers because they didn't go for vetting. However, it comes back to the point that maybe he wants to become a minister. Maybe he wants to stay in parliament to secure, as my brother said, secure himself. Because in 2016, when we won elections, we said NDC was dead. We said, oh, that is the end of the Mahama and his era and the NDC. We got how many seats? But they came back in 8 years and they were able to win.
Okay.
Maybe what he is saying is that in 2028, the mere fact that Mahama is out of the system and there is a new person coming shows that they might lose the elections.
Okay.
Which is a possibility. So if they are going to lose, as they think that they want to destroy the NPP and make it a defunct party, which could not happen because NPP is a force that you always reckon with in Ghana politics. He feels that there could be a possibility of NPP coming. So let me try and fix myself for. So if anything should happen, I might not be the ambassador again. But if I'm in parliament, and that seat is a safe seat, to put it in quotes, a safe seat for NDC.
A few times he tried to be MP, NDC was not in power, were they?
Oh yeah, but he wanted to be MP.
So why do we stretch it that?
That is why I'm saying that he wants to be safe.
Okay.
That's why he's going in for a safe seat at the moment.
Okay.
It's an insurance for him. He's going in for a safe seat at the moment. So once he's able to secure that slot and becomes, the MP, NDC go, NDC come, he's still an MP.
Well, luckily, NDC is here. If you won't take it from the CPP or the NPP and the arguments, the person who belongs to that political party will then speak. But Alfred, I know that you have to leave at some point, and so you can take leave of us. Unfortunately, you won't be able to take a bite on the OSP matter, but another time.
Yeah, leave it
okay,
to him.
you leave it to him.
Can you add one day, given ambassadorial position and I'm which one you choose?
You see, on the OSP matter,
I like that.
On the OSP matter, he says Acquah Noma and
the crab for it. That was then. My name says the neck crab for it.
Supreme Court.
David, let me hear from you so that we'll release Alfred later.
Once more to the family. I mean, of my very good friend, a member of parliament who was
straight to the point.
Discharging his duties so well, and unfortunately, he lost his life in that very painful manner. I mean, we all would have wished that we'll come back to Parliament when Parliament resumed to see our brother. Unfortunately, he's going to stay with his maker, and God knows best. And so, my condolence to the entire NDC family again. Now, I hope I will be able to handle this matter properly.
We are with you.
The NDC fraternity, the number of people who voted for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama are more than almost 7 million, right? Almost, right? And His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the President of the Republic of Ghana, will need to satisfy every individual, whether you voted for him or not. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama either directly or indirectly, we need to satisfy everybody. It is my prayer and hope that the NDC members, of which I'm included, we will all understand that we cannot be fighting for two positions at the same time.
Thank you.
Somebody, for example, is holding on to one position and would want to go for another position to have two. When we have millions of people who are waiting to be appointed, who are waiting to be assigned, who are waiting to get part of the cake that we all fought for, it is my opinion and my prayer that the NDC members will see wisdom in the fact that in this difficult time of sharing position, because His Excellency John Dramani Mahama meant well for this country, he said he wanted only 60 ministers. And for the first time, a president is delivering on his promise. It is a plus to all of us, the NDC people, that our president is living to his promise. And that if you are given a position, I think that we have so many more people who need to be appointed and need to be sorted out, and that when you have a position, you hold on to that position and not wanting to go and fight for another position in addition to what you have. Now, I know that in my brother Baba's issue, Baba will automatically have to resign as an ambassador if he so wins the election to become the member of parliament. I know that. Okay, so what it means is that if Baba wins the election, Baba is not going to have two positions. He's not going to be the member of parliament and also the ambassador. Baba would have to let go one of the position. So that should go to all members of the NDC who are seeking to get double position, that they should either let go one and maintain what they wish for. Again, if Baba wants to contest the elections, he will definitely let go the ambassadorial position and want to pursue his political dream as a member of parliament. I have no problem whatsoever with that, because that is his rights as an individual and as a party member. Then another leg of the issue, which I hope and pray that we will look at in a more, if you like, moral, sense.
I like the fact that you say you hope and pray we look at it with a more moral lens, because not everybody's got morals anyway, so
That's
you can't demand it from everybody.
a situation where a member of parliament is diseased, dead, and there is some level of pressure on the widow to go replace him. I am a little concerned about it. We saw it in Mankasim, right? Yes. When the member of parliament was killed, shot, and the widow was asked to replace him.
I mean, in a number of cases, and they seem to win as well.
And they seem to win as well. I am saying that sometimes the widows, they themselves do not want to go. They do not want to. But the political parties, believing that the sympathy of a widow, crying to the people, may work for the political party, They try to put the widows, and it works for them. I am saying that this time around, it is my prayer and hope that the widow herself willingly want to contest the seat.
And she's not being coerced to...
That's my prayer. But that practice is worrying, where it is becoming a convention that when a member of parliament dies, one way or the other, you remember the Ayawaso wagon?
Lydia, yeah.
Well, Lydia will have to... I mean, that convention...
You call a bloody widow.
That convention opens these vulnerable widows up for all political, because in politics, hey, there are serious words that will be used in there. Very serious ones. Don't forget, people may even be throwing tantrums and making all kind of
people are okay because maybe it doesn't define
pronouncements
them.
That you want to be member of parliament. That is why.
But did you see the argument that Kofi advanced earlier, that who best continues a person's legacy? Who
I am saying
than the person who shared the bed.
Automatically, it is not always the wife of a member of parliament. It is not.
Exactly.
It is not always a member of parliament's wife who knows how to continue the member of parliament's legacy. I am saying that sometimes we open these widows to all kind of political vilifications and all kind of political attack, all kind of campaign heats and all that. Your husband died not long ago, and then we're pushing you to go and take all these things. For me...
So for you, you're okay. The person is not being pushed.
Hold on.
Takes the decision.
Can I have my time?
You've had a lot of time.
So hold on. You are not the moderator.
It is their house matter.
You are not the moderator, so hold on. I am saying that if the widow, she herself, willingly believes she wants to continue, because she's an NDC member in a very good standing, that's what's very important. And she want to contest.
They'll be vetted today, so we'll know.
Want to contest, that's fine. But it is my prayer that she's not been pushed to contest. Hold on, that's not your question to answer. To contest.
He's a politician.
Because...
Let's credit the woman.
Can I...
The woman.
Hello?
All right. But
I'm interested in what Kofi, do you not have to start timing you? You speak a lot. Don't be unfair, David, please land.
The point I'm making is that the convention that we are establishing in this country, that once a member of parliament is dead in the course of his duty, automatically the wife must succeed him.
What is it automatically?
It is a situation that we need to look at, because I don't think it's a very healthy situation. Sometimes, like I said, we need to ask ourselves whether the wife of that MP is even
It's not what the vetting committee will do.
Hold on. Is even interested. This is politics you don't understand. Is even interested in contesting. Again, when you look at Lydia's case, for example, in the heat of the election, you saw all the things that were thrown at her. A woman with blood at her hands and all that. These are women we need to protect. These are vulnerable,
But do we give credit to women to know that they know what they want? They can't be pushed. They can't be coerced. They can take the decision. I am a wife, but I can do this.
And that is why I issued a disclaimer in my statement that once she herself decide willingly to contest, that must not be hinged on the fact that it is the husband that is dead and that is why she must succeed the husband.
I think that's clear.
I don't think that convention we are establishing is good for our democracy, because that is the trajectory I'm seeing, and that is what is happening. But the way, I wish all of them
the best.
Well, and the best. May the best candidate win the primaries and wins the seat for the NDC.
Okay. Kofi, what's your pushback here?
I wish all of them well.
What's your pushback here? We're moving to the OSP. What's your pushback?
Quickly, before I even touch on the OSP, let's not paint the picture that women who have tried to continue the legacy of their husbands who were in political office but passed away were one way or the other coax or were pushed into it. All right. I mean, let's credit the women. These are people who are educated. These are people who are 18 years and above of sound mind and can decide for themselves. The issue of Acquah, what's her name? I've forgotten the name. The lady, the police woman who became a member of parliament.
Yeah.
And this was a police officer, all right, who knew what she was about. The issue of Lydia, okay? Lydia is a businesswoman. Now, he's talking about vilification. Who vilified her? Who called her bloody widow and all those things? So if you have anything, it's your party you advise. I am not sure.
The advice is, I mean, the advice is in the air. Whoever is supposed to take it
But the point is
take
that they are guilty of that, all right? Okay? What I'm saying is that I'm not sure anybody in Ayawaso East is pushing this woman. I mean, you've seen her credentials, all right? And the things, she's done.
But he was quick to add, Kofi, to be fair, he was quick to add that once it is the woman's decision, they have decided they've thought.
And he was also quick to add that it is becoming
because those two options, but those two options exist. Okay, it's not automatic, but
exactly.
So long as they're not being coerced.
Go through a process, all right? If it's automatic, then it means that she's the sole candidate. Then this is presented.
He also mentioned convention. We have a report. In fact, but for time I would have pulled that report, you'd have realized that it can become a near convention if it's not a convention yet, where most sitting members of parliament, when they pass on, it's the wise that take over. Because there haven't been many of it that has happened anyway.
Don't forget that when things like this happen, there's a delegate system, all right? The person who is deceased.
You're thinking as if you're not a politician.
All right? To get the endorsement of what they call delegates, all right? So the wife is also going to go through the process. She's going to compete Baba Jamal.
I mean, of course.
So now, but the point is that, you see, Bondi, if this is I like the fact that you support me in the fact that you cannot be holding on to two portfolios. You're a member of parliament. I want you to send a message to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
That
most of his appointees are still holding party positions. All right? There's a difference between government and the party. The party forms government, and the government becomes for the people of Ghana. You understand my point?
Is that the same situation for Baba Jamal? Baba Jamal is
no, I'm not even going. It's not Baba Jamal.
Okay, you have extended the request.
He has agreed with me. You understand?
But that request is different from what you're about to ask him to do.
No, but
the people holding party positions are not the same as people holding government positions.
So what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
No, but wait. What I'm saying is that he is talking about people holding on to two portfolios, okay, which I pointed out as what do you call it, quotation marks, as greed. You understand my point? There are people who can work for the party, okay, and there are people in government now. As I speak to you, a lot of their party executives are in government, and they are still doing party work. Meanwhile, there are a lot of party people who are willing to take over. You understand? I don't want to mention it, but portfolios like communications, the youth front, and all those people are in government, but they're still holding on to that position. Now,
okay, please note, and then let's go to the OSP. We're spending 2 minutes on OSP. A minute for you, a minute for David.
As a country.
A minute for you, a minute for David.
2 for me, okay, 1 for him. As a country, we must decide. As a country, we must be very clear in our minds whether it is the OSP as a person we don't like or the office of the OSP that we don't like. Because sometimes I wonder whether we are the same people, the same kind of people who said we want accountability, we want to fight corruption and all that. I wonder if we are the same people. Because what brought about this OSP? We all came to the agreement that certain people get into government, become involved in corruptions and all that, and because their party is in government or their government is in power, they cannot be searched out, they cannot be investigated and all that. So we need to create a special independent office, devoid of that of the Attorney General, even though under the supervision of the Attorney General, so that that person may have the confidence, a secure tenure of office and confidence to prosecute people like this. We've done that. What we have seen is that this special prosecutor and the previous ones have been verified by both sides. Martin, those days, okay, the money we're giving to him for his office.
What we are talking about?
We are talking about OSP.
Yeah, but that is not what we are talking about.
Okay, so
I think he chose which part of the OSP
okay, so
that
exactly,
he wants.
because the point
Which
is that
Well, except that you have the time.
Supreme Court delivered a
somebody,
ruling.
wait. What about the ruling?
Well, of course, there's some parts of the mandate that Mr. Ephraim Adamte is in court seeking.
Exactly.
That one, he says that Section 4. That's the independence of the special prosecutor. He also says Section 33, such as seizure of tainted properties, as to whether this part of his mandate should be there or not. And that in that court, the Supreme Court has not even decided on that yet. It's the fact that the special prosecutor wants to be part of it, and the court is
what do you call it? I've forgotten the term they use. If you accuse me, okay. It's only fair that you allow me to say my side of the story.
No, but the Attorney General, but what will be the Attorney General's role? But anyway,
wait a minute.
No, accusing
the
time is up, unfortunately. Time, no, sir. Let me have David, please go on. Unfortunately, we'll deal with this. We'll deal with this later.
Apex Court delivered a very excellent ruling on the matter, whether or not Kisi Ejabin has the capacity to join the case or not.
Is it Kisi Ejabin or does OSP?
OSP.
So on the office.
Hold on. You see, the 2017 Act, the Act 2017 Act 959 that established the OSP, of course, was the Parliament of Ghana that established the OSP. It is not a private company. Hold on, my brother. It is not a private institution. So once it was established by Parliament, it is now a Republic of Ghana institution. Now the only lawyer, the only representative legally that can stand in for that authority is the Attorney General's Department. So the OSP has no capacity in joining that suit. And I think that delivery was excellent and was on point. And I think I must applaud the Supreme Court for delivering that particular judgment.
Okay.
The OSP,
no debate then. We're done.
Kisi Ejabin is just an employee of that institution. And the constitutionality of that institution's establishment cannot be determined, and OSP has no jurisdiction over determining
what was the independence the OSP is supposed to have.
We'll hear that when the Supreme Court
agree whether we want the OSP.
We'll go. But anyway, gentlemen, thank you so much for today.
This program is an intellectual program.
Thank you so much. We'll continue the OSP conversation next week. But we're joined by Dr. Asa Sante, lecturer and head of European Studies at the University of Ghana, and as well as Sir Kofi Acquah, National Communications Director of the CPP. David Bondi is Member of Parliament, Chifu Timokwa, and Alfred Thompson, NPP Communications Team. Please stay. There's more on the show.